Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 with me, Alpha by Omega and the Kaiserliche Marine. It's 1902 and we meet here again to assess the situation of our glorious navy. So when we look at the diplomatic situation, we're still doing sort of good. We've had a little bit of an increase in tensions with the United States and a mild increase in tensions with Great Britain. They are now at 6 with us. But I mean, it's Great Britain. What can you do? Strained relations are still fine because the game will not rest until we meet at sea and start shooting at each other. I'm pretty much sure of that. Every other nation, apart from us, is at much milder relations with everyone else. So literally only us have increased tensions with the United States and Great Britain. Nobody else has any problems. Even Austria-Hungary actually lowered its tensions with Italy to 3, and we have 0 with them. So yeah, there's no war in sight, or not even an escalation in sight. Though again, don't be fooled. It can. You guys already saw it change dramatically within 1 year, so we're gonna see. The guidance for us is that we want to lower tensions with Great Britain. That's but we've been doing that since the start of the game. Again, not much to say there. Tonnage comparison for 1902, as I expected, due to heavy budget cuts, we were relegated to 6th position actually. Italy, Russia and United States all jumped over us by adding, all of them actually, above 30,000 tons of weight to their navy. Great Britain and France added 13 and 17,000 respectively. Austria-Hungary added 21,400. Japan added 2,500. Spain 600. And we added measly 1,600 tons. With the exception of Spain, that is the worst result of all of the great powers. So not a great year for us. As far as the graphs go, they just confirm what I said. You can see that we pretty much stagnated and everybody else jointly jumped over us. But that was to be expected. Combined tonnage, we have just surpassed 2.5 million in the game, which is really nice. Tonnage comparison relative, you can see that we lost a little bit of share, but who lost the most of the share was actually Great Britain. I'm kind of surprised by that. They lost a significant amount of their weight, even though they added only 13,000 tons, while Italy, Russia, USA, they all added over 30,000. So, yeah, I guess pretty much everybody jumped over them. Again, with the exception of us, Japan, and Spain. It's just sad. Economy and budget. Well, it's not great. What am I to say? Honestly, the only good news is that I checked the almanac, and we're not the only one having, severely cut funds. After this year, I think most nations are gonna greatly reduce the expansion of their navies. So if we are smart about this, we should be fine. But we're just gonna have to see what things bring to us. Our current naval budget is 90,876. It's a nearly 5% reduction year on year. So it's not good. We're just dropping severely, and I think that, just a little bit more and we are going to be having our second lowest budget since the start of the game. I get that it reflects the situation in the world, but, it really throws a hammer in all of my plans. As far as total expenses go, they went up. We're currently at 116.2% of our income, but that's, just for the time being, it's not such a major issue. Still, we're burning through our funds really significantly, so we have to take some austerity measures very soon. Ship costs went up by 3.2%, reflecting the new ships coming into service. Fortifications also increased by 11.3% to 296 Reichsmark per month, currently taking 3.46% of our budget. Construction went up by 7.4%. So, we're not really doing all that well on that, save up the money because you don't have any plan. Research is still at 12% and we're still paying for the training. I actually have something to say about that in the game because I feel I messed that one up. And it irks me that it's so poorly designed. But again, it's more my lack of experience with the game than anything else. So this one hopefully is going to fall off the cliff very soon. As far as our budget overview goes, you can see that we're significantly dropping still. Hopefully this year will be the stop of the decline. Research-wise, we had a pretty good year. We had machine development level up, we had AP projectiles level up, and we got our first level in submarine. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen in that department. I would really like to get some submarines up. I know that you guys would like that as well, but without money, we're not sending anyone under the sea. Unless, he has the concrete boots. I did not just say that. Fleet overview. Well, interestingly, we are building 2 heavy cruisers right now, and we're building 2 destroyers. The heavy cruisers are of the König von Preußen class. The first ship of this type should come into service in March 1903, and we should be finishing in a couple of months the Fürst Sakhalin, 5th ship of the Fürst Bismarck class, after which we are probably going to start rebuilding them. Which brings me to... Actually, let me just mention that we're also building 2 destroyers of the VF1 class, which is going to work as a destroyer reader. It is a slightly bigger destroyer than the ones we have of the V1 class, and these have the addition of 4 2-inch guns secondaries on it. I think that's the only difference that we were able to fit in there. So the destroyers are going to work in squadrons, 1 VF1 class and 4 V1 class for now. We might build a couple more squadrons because I can envision them being very useful in certain cases. But before you cheer, because somehow you guys really like destroyers, you have to remember that they have no defenses at all. So any of these destroyers can be sunk by a 1 good shot. I mean, that is the case for pretty much all of the ships. You can get a magazine detonation or really bad critical hit on your ships from heavy enough guns, but it's extremely unlikely. For destroyers, it is not that unlikely at all. So I'm tempted to bet you guys that if we lose our first ship, it's gonna be one of the destroyers for us. Speaking of the destroyers and construction, I had a vote on my channel set up yesterday. I hope you enjoyed the post. It took me a little bit of time to write that up. And from the 3 plans that I presented, you guys overwhelmingly, more than 50% of you, voted for Plan Grau or Plan Grey. Not green, Plan Grey. There is a difference between green and grey in the colors. So Plan Grau or Plan Grey is a plan in which we heavily limit the construction of new ships and focus instead on rebuilding and refurbishing the old ones. So we're gonna investigate that in this episode. We've had a couple of ideas, but almost all of them were concerned with the change of machinery, which will heavily free up space on our ships, and in some cases it might actually speed up our ships. Plus it will give them the rangefinder, which I find really good, but it's gonna be long-term investment and it's gonna be fairly expensive. It's not gonna be as expensive as building new ships, which I guess is why you guys voted for that, but it will still be a heavy investment, so we need to keep that in mind. But it is what you guys voted for, and that is what I'm gonna do. So starting from this episode, Jesus Christ, I need to slow down and speak more precisely. Starting from this episode, Plan Grau is going to be our main doctrine, at least until we either feel that all of our ships are refurbished and rebuilt to the best our technology can provide, meaning all of them have rangefinders, or until we literally have enough money to start building new ships en masse. I'm still thinking we are going to try to keep the Königs von Preußen going, because they are something that I would like to see in our fleet more, with 22 knots and the 6 8-inch guns and 4-inch belt. I see these as the new flag heavy cruisers for us, but still it's gonna require us to invest quite heavily. I think it costs like 17 Reichsmark per month to build these babies, and each one of them takes like 22 months, so it isn't a very small investment. With that said, let's move on to the bases and land fortifications. So we started the dockyard expansion. We're going to continue with that because I would like to have our dockyards at a capacity that we can actually utilize. And we know from the last episode that we are just slightly above the dockyards of France and Great Britain. So we need to keep, churning the expansions. My goal now is 30,000 tons. We're not going to build a 30,000 ton battleship. It is completely ridiculous at this point in time. But it is good to have it, even if for the purposes of large-scale building of smaller ships. As far as coastal fortifications go, we are currently done. I'm not going to expand our fortifications at all. We finished the ones at Sakhalin, giving it the 2 4-inch coastal batteries and 1 8-inch, and that is good enough for me. I actually wanted to mention that also because we have gained Sakhalin, I changed the Liaotung Peninsula here on the naval bases to Northeast Asia, and Sakhalin adds 10 to our basing there, so we have 110. And last but not least, the officer corps. We had a little bit of a reduction in numbers of the admirals of the admiralty. We have only 9 admirals right now. 2 above average, 3 average, 1 below average, which is actually a pretty good ratio. We have 3 unknown, so depending on their qualities, they might be good. I'm wondering when our fleet admiral is going to retire, because he himself has been below average for quite some time. So I'm interested in seeing who he's going to be replaced by. Contra-admirals, we have 9, which is 4 more than we had before, so they match in numbers our admiralty. They have 1 above average, 1 average, 2 below average, but we have 5 unknown, so that gives me a lot of hope that they might not be all that bad. As far as Capitaines d'Orsay, we have 1 above average, 10 average, and 9 below average, which, we have a lot of prestige, so I could... And we might even do that, because there's not much that we can do in these times. But if our prestige goes any higher, I might start culling some of the staff, because we have quite a lot of below average people in our staff, especially at the higher echelons. So retiring the fleet admiral, for example, might be a good idea. But we'll see. Frigate and Capitains, we got 18 of those, which is 2 more than we had last month, 2 above average, 2 average, 4 below average, and 10 unknown. And that's it. This is the report for January 1902, so I'll see you in the game. Okay, so first things first, I think that I messed up with the doctrine here, because I unchecked the gunner and I put in apply, but there is a button called stop training here, which I believe is the one that we were supposed to use. So let's try it. This will stop all training immediately and reduce costs quickly, but you will also lose all current benefits from training. Continue? Yes. So let's see if that will do it for us. We have the change pending 1 month. So hopefully we're going to save about 810 Reichsmark per month. When it comes to building and refitting as per our plan Grey, we really don't have much of an ability to do anything right now due to the fact that we're hemorrhaging money. But in 5 months, first Sakhalin is coming out, Gaffion is going to be rebuilt, and we're going to have the VF1 and VF2 available soon, so that's gonna heavily reduce cost, and together with the doctrine change we might be able to start heavily investing into rebuilds of our ships. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna go with the first Bismarck ones first, because those are the ships that we used quite extensively, and I already rebuilt them. My mistake. Okay, never mind then. So they were rebuilt already. Cool. So, yeah, because I'm mistaking them with the Victoria Louis ships. Yes, these are the ones that we need to rebuild. Okay, my bad. So either way, if the first Sakhalin is coming out of the dockyard without the rebuild, we're gonna rebuild it and then we're gonna focus on Victoria Luis. I apologize for the mistake. For some reason, these two ships keep in being one type of ship in my mind. But yeah, what I said is true. Both of these heavy cruisers are pretty good. So I don't think we have anything else to do at this point. We're upgrading our dock size, and the research has been said. Designs has been said. Let me just see how many. If we went with the coastal submarine, it's 1,400. 1 foot build cost is about 100. Cost 1,400. So we could actually churn a couple of these out. We're gonna use. I'd like to have maintenance cost is 20. So if we build 5 for the Baltic, 5 for Northern Europe, and then 5 for Northeast Asia, it might work for us. So that would be 15. Maintenance cost is about 300. That I think we could do, and they would greatly help us with the trade warfare in the next conflict. So we're gonna see. Anyway, ending the turn now. Private shipbuilding is expanding. Max dock size increased by 500 tons. Cool. That's good news. Security arrangement with Japan has expired. And Russia and Austria-Hungary have signed an alliance. Great. Let's get everybody in an alliance. The Kaiser has made a foreign policy gaffe. You are asked to smooth things over by the Naval Secretariat. I would never presume to undercut the authority of the Kaiser. I agree to make a bland statement diluting the effects of the remark made by the Kaiser, or divert attention by making a statement criticizing the adventurous foreign policy of USA, Japan, Russia, France. We could point a finger at France, or we could just go with increased prestige. Let's point the finger at. I wish it was Spain there. Why the hell is the game constantly saving Spain from us? Because we have spotless relations with them. That's the reason. It shouldn't be such a mystery, but yeah, let's point a finger at France and get a little bit of a budget increase. Research breakthrough submarines, pressure hull, 5% increase in submarine reliability. That's good. So private shipbuilding is expanding. Unexplained delays affected the building of heavy cruiser first Sakhalin. Fragaten Captain Lindemann is of average ability, and that's that. Okay, so that was actually a pretty decent increase. That was well worth it, and it didn't increase the tensions with France nearly as much as I thought. So we might look at the rebuilding of the Victoria Luis. So open design for rebuild. So we know that we just can't fit anything here unless we replace the machinery, which is automatically going to make it quite expensive, but we get a ton of weight available. So is it possible to increase the speed? It is possible to increase the speed of the ship. Is it possible to give it the rangefinder? It is definitely possible to give it the rangefinder. We can increase that. Accommodation is fine. I'm thinking we might want to increase the armor on the conning tower. Why is that not? It's a bit weird. I have a feeling that might be broken, because it's really not working well. But the reduction in armor is definitely possible if you want to do it, but getting it to 22 knots would be so good. And we'd have to remove... We have to remove a ton of things. That's right. Like if we gave our turrets no armor at all, it would work. But it's not what we want. Now we just have to... wait, but Marie Claire already has 21 knots. And that irks me because we're just gonna have an issue with... But anyway, we just need to do it. We just need to do it and shut up about it. So, we're gonna give it the central rangefinder, which is the main thing that we're trying to do. And we're gonna rebuild the machinery, giving it a speed of 21 knots. It's gonna mean that for 10 months we're gonna pay 745 Reichsmark per ship. But they will be more capable than before. If I try to give you more primary shells, it's actually going to make it cheaper, huh? It's gonna make it cheaper, but take a longer time. So the first month is actually a savings, I think, because we're gonna be paying about 1,200 more, but we're gonna be... Yeah, well, actually, we won't pay that much more. We'll just save a little bit. Okay, so we can do it like this. Could we vouch them? -2 knots. We could vouch them, but the -2 knots are too extensive for us for this point. So let's just give them extra rounds, put the fire control on it, and that's all that we want to do, right? Right. So I'm gonna save it and finish it. Just let me know, how much would we save? Oh, that's not significant enough. Okay, so Victoria Louise class is gonna be rebuilt. Yes, the rebuild dialogue. We can rebuild the ships, but I'm gonna have to wait a little bit once we're done. And let's just building... Okay, so it will be our first submarine, U1. It's gonna cost 20. Its reliability is still only 46. Really? Or was it 41? It was probably 41 before. Do we want to wait for a bit more of a reliability? Because 46 is really awful. Yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit more breakthrough. So, for now, let's end the turn. The Nationalist Party managed to persuade the Kaiser to offer us increased funding for Navy. Okay, good. The Nationalist Party, we've talked about that. Problems in the development of equipment, the construction of the VF-1 destroyer. Forgotten Captain Zoden Freienhofen is promoted to Captain zur See. Detmers takes command of Medusa. We have Captain zur See Schreiber promoted to Grand Admiral. And Forgotten Captain Möhle of Ariadne is promoted to Captain zur See and placed in command of Home Fleet First Support. Okay. Homan now commands Ariadne. And tensions between USA and Japan increase because of the Philippines. Actually, interestingly, no longer reduction from the previous war, so that's fine. And we didn't get any increase in funding, and extra training is gone as well. Okay, good. So that one worked. That's awesome. Ships under construction. So in 3 months, the first destroyer leader, then in 4 months the second one, and Gaffion. So these ones alone will allow us to rebuild 2 of the Victoria Louise class ships. So that's good news. Research breakthrough, turret and gun mountings, power rammers, gradual national rate of fire improvement. Good. And our chief scientist says that they are searching for a solution to reliable bursting charges, but frankly, this is complicated stuff. And the same thing for active mine warfare. First account has been delayed again. Great. We have a bunch of people moving around. That's great. I wanted to check because our Fleet Admiral Oldorp has been in a staff position for very, very long. He's well connected. 8 years. When we look at retired and dead, who was in the Navy for the longest time? Captain Suze Begas. 14 years, below average. Still active, okay. Grand Admiral Heitzhuizen, 12 years. He was in 6 battles. That's really nice. And Admiral Bering was in 13 battles and has been serving for 11 years. Above average. I like these stats, you know. You can look a little bit at the history of your navy and make sure that, you know, it works. It just works. With that said, okay, so now we see a little bit of an increase. Okay, good. So let's turn. Research breakthrough, hydraulic riveting. Hull construction is now 1% better. And naval gun research, oh, better 5-inch guns. Quality 0. That's good. So intelligence report from Japan. Under pressure from the nationalist politicians, the Japanese government allocates more funding to Navy. Intelligence report from Spain. The ship heavy cruiser Emperador Carlos V is under rebuild and will reportedly be finished in 1 month. What kind of rebuild could they be installing in just a couple of months? Though we don't know that, you know, it started now. It could have been rebuilding for 10 months already. Admiral Bush has retired. And instead we have Contra Admiral Befke, above average, taking command of the Indian Ocean area. That's good. Tensions between Spain and USA increased because of hereditary enmity. Research breakthrough, naval guns, and we have more ships than we should, but that is fine. Now let me see the research, because naval guns... Yeah, we had 3-inch guns of quality 1 and 5-inch guns of quality 0 now. So if we look... Wait. Design a ship. I'm just interested in seeing... Say a light cruiser. Just auto-design something. Oh wow. Oh wow, that is a crazy design. But caliber 4 guns has a range of 9,200 yards, penetration of 0.8 inch, and 5 have 9,000. Yeah, the penetration is much better on the 5-inch ones. When we compare it to 3-inch guns, and penetration is not even listed. The reason why I'm thinking about this is 5-inch. We've been using 3-inch guns as tertiary guns, and 5-inch guns could be pretty decent. They are much heavier, of course, but let me see. For example, if we have Donau here, which uses tertiary 3-inch guns, so if we upgraded them to... Yeah, it wouldn't be an issue at all to use the 5-inch guns. Jesus, it would actually be... And that would work much better for us because of the range and penetration. So I might consider that as a doctrine from now on, to go with 12, 8, and 5. Wait, am I saying that correctly? 12, 8, yeah. 12, 8, and 5 instead of 12, 8, and 3. Okay, well, we're gonna think about that. We're saving a little bit more on money. Ships under construction, so the... Okay, I think we can start rebuilding one of the Victoria Luis class. Let's use Marie Isabel. Or Iran Isabel. And let's rebuild it to the Victoria Luis class. Okay, so that tanked our income, but not significantly enough actually. How much? That's 216, 216. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna put all of them to rebuild. We can. I mean, you guys wanted the grey plan, so let's just do it. rebuild the ships to the 1902 rebuild. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much fine. We'll be okay. So let's end the turn. The ship Fierce Sakhalin under construction could be completed with our best fire control. This will add 1 month to the construction time. Yes, of course. And our destroyer VF2 is commissioned into the Navy. And Captain Souza Ackerman of Battleship Worth has been implicated in a scandal involving copious amounts of champagne and an admiral's daughter. What is our reaction? Well, now, a sailor is entitled to have some fun. The naval cannot be hotbed for scandals, and the cat cashier. Well, that's an easy choice. And better 8-inch guns! Nice! A level 0. That is great. So Captain Souza Möller of Home Fleet Support is promoted to Grand Admiral. Okay. Forgotten Captain Schneewind of Gazelle is promoted. He's an average. Okay, the destroyer VF2. Admiral Dönitz has retired. He had no assignment. Okay, but the 8-inch gun is great. That's actually really big for us. So let us assign the destroyer over here and make it a flagship of the destroyer division. So he's gonna be the leader. You can see that. Oh, it's actually slightly faster than the other ones. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. Did I increase the speed? I completely missed that. Oh no, yeah, I did. So they're slightly faster and they have better guns. Okay, but that makes sense. And destroyer VF1 is commissioned to the Navy as well, and Gavion has finished the reconstruction. You're due to hold a speech at the annual gathering of the Navy League. What will be the gist of your speech? The seas should be kept peaceful for prosperity of all nations. Lowers budget, prestige, and tensions. You are prepared to safeguard the interests of our nation against any threat that may arise. Increases tensions, and the freedom of the seas is threatened by the imperialistic ambitions of... Yet again, it's just the choices that I'm not interested in. This one increases... And this one is the one that we want. Increase in budget, prestige, and tensions. So let's go with Russia. We've already fought them. We know that we can take them. Captain Suze Boimgürtel of heavy cruiser Prince Adalbert is promoted to Contra-Admiral. Okay, we've commissioned 2 ships, the rebuild of Gavion and the destroyer Reader for the first. I mean, it would be more... It feels like it should be squadron instead of a division when it comes to destroyers. Tensions between France and USA decreased, Italy and Austria decreased, and Austria-Hungary increased. Intelligence from Great Britain. There are rumors that British scientists have trouble mastering the principle of improved explosive rifle packing. No, explosive filler packing, not rifle, filler packing. Okay, Russia get banned. We have money now. Not much, but we do have money. So, first Sakhalin is coming next month, putting us back to positive numbers. And König von Poison will come in 8 months. So we can build the second one afterwards. The rebuild of the Gavion. Okay, so you are all assigned to cruiser divisions, which is great. Actually, you guys are at Northeast Asia, so I think you can move back to Europe. Let's send you to Northern Europe. Where do we have that squad? No, the Baltic. Okay, we'll have to redesign the Navy's positioning very soon. It's gonna be super important. And I'm thinking we're gonna build maybe another corvette of the Frederica class. They're not that expensive and I really want to retire some of these older ones. They're shameful to have in the fleet still. How much is the Frederica? 315 for 18 months. Wow. I might consider that a little bit later. Well, we're gonna see. So let's end the turn. Our scientists report that they are working on the problem for improved subdivision. But success has so far eluded them. This problem, I wanted to say this problem for the submarines, but we just got a research breakthrough for submarines, the periscope. 5% increase of submarine reliability. Tensions between Spain and USA increase, which is fine. Our tensions actually decreased. So how's it looking? USA has a little bit of a problem with Spain. We have a little bit of a problem with Russia. And that's that. And you're still not done. Of course you're still not done. What was I expecting? So, Fierce Sakhalin is commissioned into the Navy. 2 ships finished their working up, and Great Britain and Japan have signed an alliance. That's worrisome. A sudden slump in the economy has led to widespread unemployment and poverty, as well as cutbacks in military spending. You are asked to advise on how to handle the situation. Any further cuts to the Navy budget are unacceptable, considering the tense international situation. Maybe the charities could institute some kind of relief. The government should consider social reforms to care for the unemployed. Well, unless there's one. So let's go with this one. We can take the hit to the tensions. Increase the tensions with Great Britain, which I don't like. Okay, and the good news is that it really didn't hit us that much. With the last ship of the first Bismarck class, can I add you to the second cruiser support, or do we have someone else there now? Second, we have the Hertha there. So let's remove the Hertha and add Fierce Sakhalin. So you guys are gonna work together, and you will move to the Baltic. We'll keep you together. The Baltic, and we will put Hertha, if I can find it, here. We'll put you to Northern Europe, because we need to start making a little bit of a presence there. We've been putting all of our eggs into one basket. Cool, and we have a little bit of surplus. So I think that now with the 49% reliability, we may start building the submarines. So you won. Let's start building you. It's gonna be a test submarine for our Navy, and I think we have a special. It's an 800-ton submarine. That is really small. 14 months. Description. I wonder if the reliability changes are going to affect already built submarines, or we're going to have to start scrapping them eventually. So let's end the turn. Admiral Bering, the commander of the Baltic station, has retired, and Contra Admiral Becker has been promoted and took the control of the Baltic. So this guy better be good, because the Baltic is our most heavily contested, heavily operated in area. Frigate Captain Purkholt is promoted. Okay, guys are of average quality. The ship, Battleship Budapest, has a top speed of 60 knots and about armor of 9 inches. Really? Toluna. Okay. Well, tensions are decreasing with most people, but not Great Britain, unfortunately. So König von Preußen is going to take a while to build. What would be the next? I'm tempted to rebuild the Weissenbergs. I know that I've already rebuilt them once, but if you replace the machinery now, we could actually give you the rangefinder. it would fit. And at least it could be used as a little bit of a patrol boat. And we need normal accommodations. That's actually interesting. I could... Oh god, it's really bad. Okay, so if we reduce the ammo a little bit, bulge the ship, we can actually get it an extra knot, because it's gonna be 17 after its bulges are installed. It's gonna get normal accommodations and the rangefinder. It's gonna cost 587, it's gonna take 21 months. But again, they will be able to serve us a little bit. I might want to just retire them, honestly, because they're really not worth it. But we're paying like 22 for them. And still they got the 10-inch guns. Question if it wouldn't be easier to just build new ones, new small battleships with better guns and better quality. I might have to let you guys vote on this if it's worth it to do this. We can improve them slightly, or we can just scrap them. So yeah, I'm gonna open a voting for these. I mean, they could still serve in the colonies with the normal accommodation. They will be able to handle it, and they would, work as the bases there. But again, these ships are just bad. They have 2-inch tertiaries, 9-inch secondaries. Yeah, I'm leaning towards scrapping them, but I'll let you guys decide. Okay, well, on that note, anything that the Lübeck ships, do they have the rangefinder? They don't have the rangefinder. Okay, so that is something that we need to actually keep in mind. If I lower the ammo slightly like this, it's gonna take 12 months and 83 rice mark per ship. But it's not that expensive, and we can fit them with the rangefinder. I don't think there's any other. There is an option. I can remove the forward facing torpedo tube, and then I can just slightly lower this. Yeah, that's much better. 3 months of 289. It might actually be a little bit more expensive than what we planned originally, but it is not that long, that they will be out of service, and that is more important to me. So let's save this as a design. So they got 3 fire control positions with the central rangefinder. Yes, okay. And we are going to rebuild all of them. That's going to be about 3,000 in total for the rebuilds. Yes. Maybe even less, honestly. Could there... 4... No, it's gonna be more than 3,000. Okay, let's end the turn. Our scientists report that they have suffered a temporary setback in figuring out the concept of a 600-ton destroyer. That is fine. Captain Sir Reinecke of battleship Weissenberg is promoted to Grand Admiral. Captain Sir Purkholt is placed in command of Weissenberg. Average ability of the frigate and Captain Streter. Okay, good. Well, not much to do in November. We're burning through our cash reserve. In 2 months, so in January, the rebuilds of the light cruisers is going to be done. Actually, can I? No, I can't. Okay, so let's just Interesting way, Lübeck is already taking a little bit more time. But, the free Danzig, Hamburg, and Wismar are going to be done. König von Preußen is going to be finished in in March next year. And the Victoria Luis are going to be built. So we're going to put another of the König von Preußen up for building. And how's the submarine doing? 12 more months to be constructed. Okay, well, it's a test submarine, so we're going to see how it's going to perform. New dock is completed. And research breakthrough armor development, phase hardening, gradual improvement of armor quality. And research breakthrough ship design, medium wing turrets, enable secondary wing double turrets up to 10 inches caliber. Oh, that's really interesting. We can actually put this on the Donau replacement. And research breakthrough explosive shells, safe fuse arming devices. And naval gun research, better 7-inch guns researched. Oh, that's really nice. We're making a lot of progress. So dock size is now 24,500 tons. Let's continue upgrading. Tensions with Great Britain decreased to 5. With Russia, it's at 5 as well. December 1902, I guess there's not much else that we want to do. So let's end the turn. 3 cruisers finished their reconstruction. And Admiral Bertke is promoted to Fleet Admiral. Oh, okay, so we have 2 of those. Now, good for us. It will allow our Fleet Admiral Oldorp to maybe retire. Oh, so these are years in the position or in the rank, not total. Okay, that's actually interesting. I didn't know that. I thought that it was total years in service. So then that's hard to track to see how much time people spend in our navy. But still, we're doing good. We have 6,270 Reichsmark now in the bank. We're in a slight deficit of 473 Reichsmark, but the yearly budget final increased slightly to 106,840 Reichsmark. We have rebuilt the Lübecks. We're going to be finished with the rebuilds of Victoria Luis. We're finishing up the first König von Preußen. And the submarines, we're starting to dabble into that. So we'll see how that's going to go. Anyway, a good year overall. We're following the plan Grau. And we're going to see what more we have to do here, because we got a lot of ships that haven't been rebuilt. The Gazelles, the Hella, the Hertha. Okay, that's actually... Oh, the Fredericas are new. So just the Gazelles. Then it's the question of the Weissenbergs. And then we might want to look at the Deutsche Kaisers and ships like that to see if we want to build a couple. If we're going to retire the Weissenbergs, it would definitely be worth designing some escort battleship. And we need to redesign the Donau class, because that ship can be so much better based on our current technology. We have 844 free tonnage on this, which just by this we could speed it up by 2 knots or 1 knot and give it an entire inch of extra belt and upgrade its guns to 5 inches. Yeah, we could do so much with this one. So much. Cutting towers, but turrets can. Yeah, of course, could take that out. So yeah, we're gonna have to look into these and see what we can do. And we need not to forget to upgrade our ships' guns, because these are so much better. Though they weigh a little bit more. But we'll see about that. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode. And don't forget to vote on the fate of the Weissenbergs.